A couple of days ago, I received a hate message and it was regarding my physical appearance. This person was telling me that I should focus on my hairstyle and also put makeup on, and he was telling me that I used to be prettier, and if I don't do these things that Josiah is going to leave me, and that brought me a lot of emotions and feelings that I want to share with you.
Welcome back to our channel. If this is your first time tuning in, remember to hit that subscribe button. We're currently working on building a tiny home out of cob. We started this project last year and we documented the whole build. You can find the rest of the episodes of this build in our cob home playlist. Enjoy!
Today we're gonna start working on our sofas.
For the third time, so we've gone through this process a couple different times. The first time we built the actual boxes, there was no roof, so the cob we put on was completely washed away. We put some more cob on, the roof was damaged, so the cob went away. So now we're doing it for a third time, but this time we actually want to finish the couches. Final product.
It might seem that this is something simple, but it's necessary to continue working on our other projects inside the house. When I read this message, it was just like, I'm not gonna just start wearing makeup or fixing my hair just because this message. It brought me insecurities, but I'm not gonna do what they want me to do.
Yeah, like why give them the power of controlling you? We're back to our original mixes with clay and straw and sand. You might be wondering how we found the clay. So this is actually the leftover clay after we sifted the really thin particles for the inside. We've been living without any mirrors for a number of months, and I think we should celebrate the fact that we're vulnerable enough to get in front of the camera without doing our hair, without you putting makeup on or wearing certain clothes.
Being dirty because we are working all the time, and we try to film the videos to show the progress of this house, so we cannot just pretend that we are perfect while we're building a house.
Yeah, and this video isn't meant to cancel anyone. It's just about focusing on an opportunity to learn, because it's not okay to think that you can just send these messages and it's not going to hurt people. Like, we're people, we have feelings.
And sometimes we forget the impact that our words have and how can affect other people's life, because we don't know all the things that people are dealing with. In my case, I have been dealing with a lot of insecurities about my physical appearance and also other aspects in my life, but I have been working so hard on myself and improving my self-esteem and self-love that right now I can say that I'm not gonna let anyone rob me of the progress I have made in my life.
And it's easy to hear these words and think, oh, don't take it personally. It's just about this man that feels tiny and he wants you to feel as insecure as he does. It has nothing to do with you. And like, yeah, intellectually we understand that, but when you receive the message, when you read the words, it's almost shocking. Like, are you kidding me? It still has an impact. Like, I think that, like you said, we're doing the work where it's not having the same impact. But a big part of the reason, at least in my case, I left the city is not to have this negativity, not to have this influence, being able to do the work on my own, separate from all of that.
Yeah, the pressures of society telling you that how you should look like to fit in this society.
And it's wild that this guy feels so insecure that he, like, when we do something that's opposite of how he's living, that he has to attack us because it's like, oh no, fit back in this box because it doesn't make sense for me.
At the beginning, when I read the message, my first feeling or my first reaction was like laugh, like, oh, this is so ridiculous. If you have watched our videos, you know that I'm not that superficial, that I don't care about that. My physical appearance is not everything. I have other qualities, and I prefer to focus on other things that are not that superficial. I don't like superficial people, and I thought like he's trying to hurt me, telling me that my husband is gonna leave me because I don't fix my hair and put makeup. But honestly, I don't want to be with someone that is that superficial. So if someone wants to leave me or not be my friend because I'm not looking beautiful, pretty, or whatever, clean, I don't care.
Yeah, and it fits into this narrative that we get from a young age that we aren't enough. We're not pretty enough. We're not smart enough. We're not making enough money. We have to work harder. We have to do better. We have to get surgeries or whatever it is. And there's no judgment for people that choose to do these things. It's just, it's amazing to me that people get so uncomfortable that we're not interested in those things.
The beautiful thing about humans is that we are different. We should respect those differences.
Yeah, and even celebrate them.
And even if you don't agree with other people's life or how this other person looks like, you don't have to criticize them because it's not gonna help this person.
Today I'm preparing some delicious arepas made with yuca. Yuca is a root vegetable commonly found in parts of Latin America.
We are enjoying our breakfast on our new couches.
Yeah, the first layer is drying, pretty much dry. We're gonna have to put one more layer on, smooth it out, but it's working pretty well.
Right now, I know who I am and I know all the progress I have done within me. But 5 years ago, my reaction would be maybe feeling disappointed of myself or maybe feeling that he was right.
And I think it's a reminder, like, we've created this society where people feel okay, they feel good about criticizing other people that they don't even know, or they do know behind this keyboard. This isn't okay. And I think most of us have probably experienced something like this, where we've, someone said something mean just to be mean, and this is an invitation just to be pleasant, be nice, be kind to one another. I think it's been a liberating experience to live without a mirror. It's something intentional. At the beginning of this build, we had this little mirror, and then we took it down, and we haven't really got to see ourselves except for when we're taking a selfie. We never get to use mirrors, so we're taking advantage.
The freedom that we feel without caring so much about our appearance is so beautiful because we accept every part of ourselves and we love ourselves. I have my insecurities still that I'm working on, but it's so much work trying to please other people, and I don't want that. I want to live authentic. I don't want to wear makeup just because I want to fit in.
Yeah,
that's not real for me.
I think back to a couple of years ago when I was living in Miami and I had over a dozen suits in my closet. I was blow drying my hair when we met. Like, this is how I was living, right? And I was worried about, I wore that suit 2 days ago. I can't wear it the same week. And all these just crazy thoughts that went through my head. And now it's just like, put clothes on,
the same,
do the work, and focus on yourself. And it's amazing not to have this decision fatigue, not to have these distractions, not to worry about, like, what are other people going to think? It gives me so much space to really focus on the things that matter. Our lifestyle means that we don't get to look at ourselves in mirrors very often, whether it's living in the van or building the house. We almost never get mirrors. How does it feel to be able to look at yourself?
I'm really dark now. I remember when I was very young, I was feeling bad with myself because I wasn't the beauty stereotype of being white and being blonde and also like blue eyes and all these things. It was until I traveled to the States that I realized that I was pretty in my own way. It was just people's preferences, and beauty is subjective, but social media sell us this beauty image that is just meant to sell us products.
Yeah, and it's impossible to actually achieve, and if we do achieve it, it changes a few years later. You look at Laura, and without makeup, without doing her hair, without getting all dolled up, she is absolutely gorgeous. And like, I say that subjectively, but she's beautiful, she's sexy, she's the whole package. And the fact that someone's criticizing her, it makes me think, like, how do any of us have a chance? Like, if she's getting attacked for how she looks, I can't imagine what you guys are thinking about me. This is a typical day. We get pretty messy working on the Cobb house. Time for a shower. And it's wild. It's wild that we have to attack each other rather than celebrating each other. With all that being said, we'd love to hear your comments, what you think about the message, what you think about hate mail in general, and we have an invitation to all of you watching. Try to go a week without looking at a mirror. I know it sounds crazy, ridiculous, wild. Just exist within yourself and try your best not to worry about what other people think. It is such a liberating experience.
Yeah, and so much work, but I think it's possible.